Sorry, sir.
No, no, no. Okay, okay. So I was disconnected. Okay, so you can talk because no problems. I was not there, so you are free to discuss. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir. Thank you, sir.
no problem. So you see, now I have uploaded one new assignment where you can use loop. Okay, I mean both if else and loop can be used there. So whatever you have learned up to this, so you can use. But sir told me that, I mean Tamal sir told me that you will be taught function in the next session. Okay, I mean next classes, after some days he will taught you the function. So the next assignment, the assignment number 6 is going to be on function. But before that, I have given one assignment, that is assignment number 5, where initially some questions are there, I mean problems are there, and then in some question some sub questions are there where you are to find out the sum of some series, okay, using loops, if, else, break, continue, whatever you like to do, you can use that. But uh, try to use, try to avoid, I mean switch case, okay, because there is another assignment where I will ask you to use switch case to write menu driven programs. Okay, okay, I just noticed that many students want to give their attendance, so let me start the recording. I just noticed that today the recording is off because I think the 5 TB that maximum we have reached to that point. That's why they are not allowing us to for recording. Okay, so that's why probably in the previous class in the morning I was unable to do recording because I think that is the problem. The I mean that limitation of 5 TB. So you give your attendance in the chat box. I will copy it from there in another Word file, and I will take care of that. So today I will not write anything in the chat box. So you are free to give your attendance. After some time, I will copy it. Okay, say for after half an hour, I will copy it. So uh, uh, those who are in this class, so you please give your attendance in the chat box. I will just keep track of that from there. Now you see in this assignment number 5, so you can use up to loop, break, continue, that you can use. You can use conditional operator, you can use logical operator, relational operator along with if. So these are the things. These are the things. So I want to share my screen to show you the assignment, and want to just check how many of you can just write programs. Yeah, I will give you, say for example, 45 minutes, and within that 45 minutes, say I will ask you to complete say 3 to 4 programs. So I will select some programs from this assignment, and I will ask you to write during this time. And in between, if you like, so when I just tell you that, so you can leave the meeting and you can write the programs yourselves, and I will give some time. At that time, you have to join once again, and I will check. You will share your screen, and I will check what you are doing. Okay, how many programs? Who can write how many programs? So I will check that, and as usual, I will note down the roll numbers. Okay. So let me share my screen. So you see my screen. Uh, So you see that assignment. Okay. Let me Bihar student credit card. Okay, this one assignment. So I have given this assignment today. And you know, the for assignment 4, the due date is the 30th. So you complete it within 30th. So no problem. You just maybe some 2 or 3 programs you just yet to finish 2 or 3 programs. You just carry on that assignment 4, and parallelly you start writing so 1 or 2 programs of assignment 5. in this class, and the due date, I mean, I have given 10 days for this assignment. So you are just sharing that you have many class tests and other activities. That's why I have given 10 days for this assignment. So you see, total 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 programs you have to write. You have to write 18 programs. And I have given 20 marks for this assignment. I have allotted 20 marks for this assignment. So you see, write a program in C. Is this visible? So, Binal, are you
Yes,
there?
sir, visible.
Okay. So you see, write a program in C to find the value of x to the power n, where the inputs x and n are integers. Okay, you see, x and n are two inputs. I mean, you are to scanf, you are to take input the values of x and n. You are to find out the value of x to the power n without using any library function. I mean, math related library function. Already I shared that. I told you that pow is a function. Pow x comma n will return you the x to the power n. But no, you are not allowed to use the pow function here. You are to write a program using a loop to calculate the value of x to the power n. Okay, I am telling you. If you multiply n, x n times, then what you get? If you multiply x twice, you get x square, x cube. So if you want to find out x to the power n, you have to iterate a loop n number of times, and every time you have to multiply x. The first, what you do? Multiply x by another x. You have to save that x square in some temporary variable. In the next iteration, you have to multiply that variable, content of that variable, with x again. So you go on multiplying that variable, where you are preserving the result of some iteration of the loop. You multiply that variable by x n number of times. So if you set, say, p equals to 1 and iterate a loop for n number of times, and you write p equals to p into x, that what will happen? In the first iteration, say p equals to 1, so p into x, you will get p equals to x. The next iteration, p equals to p into x, that means p equals to x into x, so p will be x square. In the next iteration, p equals to p into x, that means p equals to p square into x, you get x cube, and that value will be stored in the same variable p. In this way, you find out the x to the power n and print the x to the power n. Okay, so I told you that the x n are two integers. Another thing I want to say, you uh, print the value of x to the power n. I mean, take another variable p where you stored your value, say x to the power n, as long int. Okay, so you take as long int. Okay, long int. What I am saying, long int. How you print long int? You print long int using %ld. %ld. Long, d means integer. Okay, so this is the first program. You have to do that. Now you see, write a program in C to find the sum of the digits of any valid integer number. In the first, second, third assignment, I have given the same program where I mentioned write a program to find out the sum of the digits of a three-digit number. Say, for example, 1, 2, 3, and you know the method. I have explained that method. Now, you have to use a loop to find out the sum of the digits of any valid integer number. Obviously, within the range of integer allowed in that particular compiler. Okay, so within that range. So what I am trying to say, you have to use a loop, and in every iteration of the loop, you have to extract one digit from that number, whatever may be the number of digits in that number. You have to extract one digit from that number, and you have to add that digit with the sum, where you initialize sum with value equals to 0. Okay, sum equals to 0, because if you declare a variable sum as integer, then what happens? Some garbage value will be there. Okay, some garbage value, some undefined, unknown value will be there in that particular memory location named x, named sum. If you declare int sum, then sum will be the name of some memory location with its address ampersand sum. Ampersand sum is the address location where you are storing the value of sum. So initially, what will be there in that location ampersand sum? I mean, what will be the value in that location named some some garbage value will be there. Okay, so say the garbage value is say for 100, then what will happen if you write sum equals to sum plus the newly extracted digit? Then what will happen? That garbage value will work as an offset, and that will be added with the um, actual sum of the digit. So you have to remove that garbage value. So what you do before starting the loop, you use sum equals to 0 before starting the loop. Okay, and you apply your own logic considering the previous assignment number 3, and you try to find out the sum of a valid integer. Valid means valid in the sense allowed, the maximum value allowed in that particular compiler. So you check, you just check what is the maximum value of an integer, size of int. You can do that, but I'm telling you that you don't need to do that. You don't need to check that. You just directly take some integer and find out the sum of that. So this is the program number 2, and write a C program to enter any number and check whether the number is palindrome or not. Okay, here you do not consider that as, I mean, you don't need to consider any string. There will be a separate assignment on string where the characters will be there. Okay, so right now this is not the right time. So how you check whether a given number is palindrome or not? That is the question. So you see, suppose the number is 123. So you read it from the back end, I mean from the end, it will be 123, that means 321.
321.
Yes, so 321 is not same as 123. So 123 is not a palindromic number. Okay.
Sir,
So
can I use array?
no, no, no. This time you do not use array. I just discussed with your Professor Tamal sir. Okay, he told me that he will cover array after function. So then you will be allowed to use array. Okay, right now,
Okay, sir.
because you see how you use arrays. You see here, I have mentioned that enter any number. That means a number is a single one. Number say 5, 535, 535. So your plan is to extract the digits one by one and store that in some array. So you are thinking like that. No, you don't do like that. One solution, maybe you know how to find out the digits. Now again, you know how to find out the reverse of that number. Okay, so you have to find out the reverse of that number. Say 535. If you find out the reverse of that number, again that will be 535. So 535 will be called a palindrome in that sense. Say 123, you will be able to find out the 321. So you just think how to do that. So I
Okay,
can
sir.
give some hints to you. Okay. Say for example, 123 is the number. You extract the digit say 3. um, Say you extracted the digit 3, so you store that digit 3 in some variable, say rev equals to 3, for example. Sir, just for example, you just consider, say in the next iteration, what will be the next digit? That will be 2. Now you multiply that rev by 10. I mean, REV by 10, what will happen? REV will be 30 in that case. Now you add the next digit 2 with that, then what you get? You will get 32. In the next iteration, what you will find? You will find the next digit, that is 1, and somehow you have to keep that 32 in some variable, say for example sum. Now you multiply that sum with, I'll just come to that point one by one. Multiply that sum by again 10. What you get? You will get the 320, and then add that newly extracted digit 1, you will get 321. In this way you can find out. So what you will do? So for example, the number is say n, then what to do? You find out the remainder. So say r equals to n modulo 10. So what you get? You get the last digit. So assuming 123, you get 3. Now if you write, say, rev equals to rev into 10 plus say the digit remainder REM, for example, REM, then what you get? Reverse is initially 0 as usual, that to remove the garbage value reverse is 0. I am not writing the programs because you just listen and try to remember and you write the program yourself. If I write the program, I can type that and it will run, okay, but I am giving some hints. You think yourself and rewrite that. If I type that, you will copy that directly and you will not think, but you rethink and try to write the program thinking yourself, then it will be a practice. Okay, so what I'm trying to say sum equals to rev equals to 0, you find out rem equals to n modulo 10, you get the digit, you write rev equals to rev star 10, I mean rev into 10 plus rem, then what will happen? The digit will be multiplied by, so initially the rev is 0, so 0 plus 3, 123, so 3, you get rev equals to 3. In the next iteration, what you get as remainder, you will get 2. So what will be the new value of rev? Rev equals to rev into 10, the previous value of rev was 3, so 3 into 10, it will be 30 plus rem, that is 32. Okay, so in this way you get 32. In the next iteration, that 32 will become 320 plus 1, you get 321. So this is the procedure. Now you think how you iterate the loop. You go on dividing the number by 10, 10, 10, and how many times you have to iterate the loop while that n is greater than 0. So if you write n equals to n by 10 at the end, then n will go on decreasing. So what condition you use? While rem greater than while n greater than 0, you continue this process and ultimately you will get the reverse of that number. Now getting out of this loop, you check whether the rev is equal to the original number or not, actual n or not. So you have to preserve the value of n in some other variable such that you can compare that value with the reverse one, rev. Okay, so you think yourself and try to design the program, write the program. Okay, so this is the third program. Write a program in C to check whether a number is prime or not. You know what is prime number. Number divisible by 1 and itself. That is a prime number. You have to check whether it is prime or not. Now, I mean you have to check whether the number is divisible by any number from 2 to half of that number. Okay, you iterate a loop. How many times you will iterate a loop? Say the number is say 9. Okay, so what may be the maximum? Say 10. It is what may be the value of the multiple, I mean factor, maximum factor, I mean the value of the highest factor of that particular number. 5. So it is obviously that if the number is n, then how many times you have to check? The maximum n minus n by 2 you have to check. You start checking from 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, enough for 10. If the number is say for example 18, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so maximum n by 2 iterations are required. The loop will be iterated for n by 2 number of times maximum, and before that, in case of some number, say for example 9, so you will find it is divisible by 3. So as soon as the 9 is divisible by 3, you have to stop that process of checking whether the 4 is divisible by 9. I mean 9 is divisible by 4 or not. Okay, so as soon as you get a third factor except 1 and the number itself, you have to break that loop. So if n modulo I is the loop variable, if n modulo I equal to 0, you just break the loop and you use some techniques such that during breaking the loop, you just use a flag variable or you try to find out some technique. If you can't write that program, if you are unable to write that program, I will just write that program for you. But I think at least one of you will be able to write that program. If you fail to do that, I will write the program. I will just tell you the technique, or maybe you will write the program using one technique. I will just show you another technique. how to solve that problem. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, you just go on dividing the number. As soon as you get a third factor of that number, you break that loop. You don't require continuing that loop up to the half of that number. Okay, so this is the technique you are to use. So this is a program number 4. Similarly, write a program in C to check whether a given number is perfect or not. Perfect or not. So what does it mean? Perfect. So here you just consider whatever I am just telling you. A perfect number, uh, so the sum of the factors of that number except the number itself, if that is equal to the original number, then it will be called a perfect number. Once again, what are the factors of 6 except 6? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2 and 3 are the factors of the number 6 except 6. So you find out the sum of 1, 2 and 3. What you get? You will get 6. So 6 is a perfect number. Now what are the factors of 9? 1, 3. These are the two factors, 1, 3 and 9. Okay, but you add 1 and 3, you get 4. 4 is not equal to 9, so 9 is not a perfect number. Say for example 28. What are the factors of 28? 1, 2, 4, 7, 14. So you add 1, 2, 4, 7, 14. What you get? 1, 2, 4, 7. The next factor 7, 14 plus 14, 28. So
Yes,
28
sir, perfect.
perfect number, because the sum of the factors of that number except the number itself is equal to the number. Okay, is equal to the original number. So we call 6 as perfect number, for 28 as perfect number. Now you have to input some number and you have to check whether that is a perfect or not. So what you have to do? You have to iterate the same loop that you have iterated in the previous case. You have to find out the sum of the factors of that number. So you just iterate the loop n by 2 number of times and go on calculating the finding out the factors. You add all these factors. Now you check whether it is equal to the original number or not. If it is equal to the original number, then you can just proceed with the
Hello, sir, you are not audible. Hello, sir.
Wait, I think Sir is busy or something. I think he knows. I think he knows that he's not audible.
He left the class. Anubhav.
Yeah, some problem must be there. That's why.
Okay. Okay. Once again. So, Minal, are you there? Yes, Minal is there. Minal, am I audible? Okay. Anyone from you? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
you
you
are
are
audible.
audible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's a problem from my end. So surely I will buy that battery. I mean, so you know, in our locality, I don't know. During winter season, it generally happens, but it's happening. Hello. Uh, দাঁড়াও দাঁড়াও হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা আমি আসছি দাঁড়াও আসছি আসছি okay. Okay, so you see, uh, let me share 1 second. 69 students are there right now. Okay, now assignment. Assignment number 5. Yes, is that screen visible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Visible.
sir.
Okay. So up to this, you just try to write programs. So which one you like? You try to just write programs. So any 3 or 4, if possible, all the 5 programs. You try to write this program yourself, and if you like, you can just leave this meeting without internet connection. But you have to come back. I will give you some time. So you come back at 4 p.m. Okay. So that will be better. Once again, I will start explaining the other programs. I will start explaining the other programs. Then you will just perform. So right now, you just try these 5 programs yourself. So you take 50 minutes for that. So you come back at 4 p.m. I will take the attendance once again at that time. Okay. So at 4 p.m. I will take the attendance once again. You have to give your attendance in the chat box at 4 p.m. And right now, if you like, you can stay in the meeting, and if you like, you can leave the meeting. But at 4 p.m. you come back. Okay. Now I will also be in muted state, and I will also come back up at 4 p.m. Okay. Okay. So any query from these five programs that I mentioned in the assignment 5? Any query? If you think you have any query, you can ask. Okay. Otherwise, whatever you like, you can do in this 50 minutes. But at 4 p.m. you have to come back, and I will ask you to share your screen to show the program. You will run the program. I will check. Okay. 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 Shreyas, is that fine? Shreyas, are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That means all of you are getting. Okay. I'm just will be in muted state, and we'll come back after.
बोलो।
क्या करना है?
क्या 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 करना है?
अरे तो अभी सर कुछ बोले ना, कुछ करके जाने।
प्लान अनलीव कर दिया था।
किसी को आइडिया है कुछ क्या करना?
क्वेश्चन नंबर
कोई
1 to
हाँ,
4, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 to 4 या 5 तक बना के रखो, प्रोग्राम लिखो।
बना के कॉपी में लिखे कि उसमें लिखे?
नहीं, अपना सिस्टम पे बना के रखो। सर आएंगे तो रोल नंबर वाइज सबको पूछेंगे, दिखाने शेयर करने स्क्रीन बोलेंगे, जहाँ बनाया होगा दिखाना, फिर प्रोग्राम रन करके।
हम तो ऑनलाइन में करते हैं ना, तो पांचों कैसे करे उधर ही? अलग अलग करके रख दे क्या?
हाँ, करके रख दो, बस दिखा देना, बना के रखना, बस दिखा देना, जैसे पिछला क्लास में नहीं किए थे उसी तरह से।
पिछला क्लास में हम नहीं था ना, हम खेल
हो
रहा था
नहीं,
क्लास ऑन करके।
अरे वैसा ही है। फिर आएंगे सर 4 बजे, बोलेंगे सबका रोल नंबर नोट डाउन करेंगे, जो जो स्क्रीन शेयर करेगा।
कितने बजे आएंगे?
4 बजे।
इतनी देर बाद आएंगे तो?
क्या खत्म हो गया क्या?
क्या चीज?
खत्म हो गया क्या तेरा?
ना, हम स्टार्ट नहीं किया है।
वो देखो मैसेज कर रहा है लोग गाइस। ये तो वही लड़का है ना जो क्लास के बीच में बात करते रहता, सर रहते फिर भी।
हाँ हाँ, वही है वही है, असली क्रिमिनल यही है।
वेरी नॉटी बॉय आई मस्ट से।
ये लोग माइक ऑन करवा ही के रखता है। नहीं तो चुपचाप आदमी बैठ
अरे
रहे।
सर बहुत
ऐसा
सही
बात
है,
नहीं है।
टेंशन मत ले।
नहीं नहीं, वो कुछ बोले नहीं, तभी तो मैं सॉरी थैंक यू भी कर दिया उनको।
हाँ,
भाई किसी का नेट बहुत लैग कर रहा है, आवाज कट कट के आ रहा है।
मेरा है क्या?
नहीं कोई और है, किसी का भी आ रहा था, फंस रहा था बहुत। कर रहा है तो लोग लिख रहा है प्रोग्राम।
हम जा रहे हैं अभी कुछ काम से बाहर। कुछ
समझ ही
दिक्कत है।
नहीं।
हम समझा ही नहीं है भाई अभी तक, पढ़ा ही
हम
नहीं
तो
क्या हम।
नेट
पुस्तक
से
खाली
लेके
कर।
वो कर देंगे। हाँ इसमें पता नहीं क्या क्या हो जाएगा। वो नहीं, पावर वाला तो मिल गया होगा, वो तो बन ही जाएगा, पावर वाले में दिक्कत नहीं होना चाहिए। लाओ जरा सर्च करो।
छोड़ो, तुम लोग पढ़ाई करो रे, उससे बात करेगा तो पढ़ नहीं पाएगा।
ऑनलाइन कंपाइलर पे लिखना है ना?
लिख देना कहीं पर भी, मल्टीपल टैब में लिख देगा।
कीवर्ड में पेस्ट मार दे।
नहीं नहीं, ऑनलाइन पे लिखो, वो रन कराने को मतलब कह रहे हैं ना कि रन कराएंगे।
हाँ तो वर्ड से उठा के मार देंगे, उधर रन मार देंगे।
तो वर्ड पे लिख ले, ऑनलाइन पे लिखेगा तो एक ही बार में वहां पे हो जाएगा, क्या दिक्कत है? फॉर्मेट देगा तेरे को पूरा।
ओके वो।
मैं भी मुहिम।
Hello, sir.
So once again, now it's time to share your screen. I want to just check. Mm, so
Sir, can
Abhradeep,
I share?
yes, Abhradeep, I just you
Yes, sir.
share and say which program you want to show.
So the first one.
Yes, you show that. Okay, another thing, you give your attendance in the chat box once again.
Okay, sir.
You first give attendance, then. Okay, now, Pradeep.
Yes, sir. So can you see it?
No, no, no.
Okay, sir. Wait.
The condition is that you are not allowed to use pow function.
Sir, I had used recursion.
Okay, whatever, recursion. But I told you that the recursion right now, the function is not covered by your professor. So you have used some function, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, see,
But
I am sharing.
okay. So that is x star power of x comma n. Okay, that is correct, but
It can be done using a for loop only.
yes, using loop.
Yes.
So you just see it. The topic is loop control structure. Okay, so that's
Yes,
why
yes.
I just suggested to use
Yes,
loop.
we can multiply that p equal to p into
That is. Okay, so in that case, you show the next program. Have you
Sir,
written
sir, for me, recursion is easy.
Okay, I know that. For that, some recursive, this one is there in the recursive assignment also. Okay, in the function portion, when share your class teacher will take your class on function, and he will cover recursion. Then I will mention you use recursion. But this is the time to be comfortable enough with the loops first. Okay, then you go for
Okay, sir.
okay. So in that case, you show the next or some other student. Sorry.
So can I share? So can I
Can I
share?
share, sir?
Okay. Yes. Who want to see? So
Sir, or I can.
yes. Nafiz. Okay, Nafiz, you are electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
So Abhradeep, I will note down your roll number when you show the one of the program using loop. Okay, loop.
Okay, sir.
So in this time, I am not noting down your roll number because this is not a assignment on function. Okay, your program is correct. I don't have any problem. But during exam, you are free to write everything. Okay, but right now,
Okay,
so Nafiz, you 59 electrical engineering. 59
Yes, sir.
Nafiz. Okay.
Question number two. Question number two.
Two. Use for the one first.
One. Survey.
Okay, sorry. Okay, let me check. Okay, that's correct. Yes. Int value equals to 1. And one thing that is I suggested you to use that value as long int. Okay, but it's correct. Okay? It's correct. Okay. Because maybe the power when you write x to the power n, that value may be very high value. That's why I told you to use long int. But okay, the program is correct. You run the program. Let me check. Yes. So will it work with negative sign? That should.
It should. Minus
Okay.
5
2.
25.
Yes, that's correct. And minus 5, 3. We'll check it.
Minus 5.
3.
Yes, that's correct. That means, okay, you are writing good programs. Okay, it's correct. So you show the second one also, Naki. Let me check. Sum equals to 0. It's
Sir, do we
very
have to check it with minus negative exponent sign also?
mm,
Like 2 to
in
the
that
power minus 3 or something like this?
case, okay. In that case, this program will not work, na?
Yes, sir.
So
I
you
also
just
not
check.
done that, but I'm
I have
asking.
done. I have mentioned only for integers, positive
Okay,
integers
sir.
or negative integers. Okay, you
Okay.
check it. Maybe I have mentioned that. Okay, what I
You
have
are
written
given
there.
just integers. Like,
Only integers. Okay. Okay, you consider positive in this case. Okay, I will consider positive for this case. But if it is negative, then what you do? You are
sir,
to
then we have to
you are
change it
to
to floating type, data type also. It will become
yes,
complicated.
you will be able to do that. Okay. But right now, okay, I'm happy with this one. You will be able to do that. Okay, but let me check the program. What you have written. Okay, will you explain, Nafis? Will you explain? Then other will listen. How you explain?
Uh, as
Yes.
uh, when the user inputs a number, I use the
You just
while.
start like this. You start like this. This program, our objective for this program is to find out like this. You start like this. Others will listen. Suppose you are presenting something to others, then how you present? So in that
Uh,
case.
so our objective for this program is to find the sum of the digits for any valid integer number.
Yes.
Uh, After we take the input from the user, we pass it to the while loop, and pass it to the while loop and divide and use the modular operator to find the remainder. And each time we use the modular operator, we get the unit digit. So
Yes.
for
Very good.
for example, in the number 1, 2, 3, 4, in the first instance of the loop, we get the remainder 4, which gets added to the variable sum. And at the last step, the number gets divided by 10, for which we get the quotient 1, 2, 3. And again, in the second loop, we get the remainder 3, which gets added, and we get the quotient 12, which moves on to the next part of the loop. And in this way, we get the whole sum, which is printed at the end.
Okay. That is very good. So your presentation is also very good. Okay, I am just asking in this manner because when you just go for your campus interview, there are different sessions. You know, the first some say question answer. I mean, some exam on aptitude test. There you will be asked to solve some mathematical programs. So your 10th standard, 12th standard mathematical programs. Then some English. And then if you pass that, then some technical. They they will ask you from some course theories. Okay, they will, and then you have to go for some HRM round where you will be asked to discuss something with some other group discussion. Okay, or you will be asked to introduce yourself. So in that case, and maybe you will be asked to present something. In some cases, I can remember when I gave my interview to join the institutions in and my previous institution. So they asked me to just explain something on board. Okay, so they asked me to you just go there and explain. And in some other cases, they ask the candidates to prepare their slides. I mean, prepare say 10 slides, and you have to explain that 10 slides, maybe on some research topic. Generally, they ask to explain the PhD topics or research topics. They ask to explain. So this explanation is you are doing. So maybe you must admit that maybe some person, I mean, he may be very good in academics. Okay, but he has very little capability to make I mean, to share these things to the students. So that happens. Okay, literally that happens, and everyone is busy to publish the papers. Okay, to in conference, in international journals, and sometimes they neglect so the classes. It may occur. I'm not telling about our institute. It happens in many cases. Okay, so that's why I'm asking you to just you just explain yourself, and it will build your confidence. And I'm very happy that Nafi just done that in a very good way. Okay, Nafi, thank you. You just withdraw yourself. I mean,
Okay, okay, sir. Thanks.
okay, you just make a practice of explaining. You make a practice of
Okay, sir.
that is. Now next,
Can I join now?
Second I present.
Sir,
okay. Let me check. Priyangshu, you have presented earlier.
no, sir.
You have not, na? Okay. Okay, Devojyoti, you have
Yes, sir, I can
explained in the previous lab. Let me check. Yes,
Yes, sir.
you have. So in that case, Priyangshu, you explain.
Yes, sir. Sir, which question?
So you share your screen and third one, second one already up to that. Nafi has covered both these two. In third one, you just have you completed the third one?
Yes, sir, that palindrome one.
Okay, you show that one. And let me note down again. You are from electrical engineering.
Yes, sir, I'm sure.
Electrical engineering. Actually, I just want to share one information. In 1983, our department, computer science, originated from electrical engineering department. Okay, electrical engineering, and the classes were they are in the same department. We call at that time I have not joined. So I was not in. I was a student of in my school level students. Okay, whatever it may be. So and then after several years, our departments developed just in side of in the same floor in the just side by side, electrical and computer science. So electrical engineering and computer science are very much related. Okay, so will you be able to just increase the font? I mean, size of your screen, then all will be able to see it very prominently. Is it possible? Yes. Very good. Okay, let me check. Enter an integer percentage. All of you just check what he is doing. Okay, one thing here I want to say something. I have something to say, but let me finish reading. It's clear that x equals to n. That means you are preserving the value of n into x. Okay, am I correct, Priyangshu?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because you have to check whether the reverse is equal to the original number x or not. Because you are going to change the value of n again and again by dividing it with 10. Okay. So as soon as you divide the n by 10, you will lose the actual value of n. That's why you have preserved the value of n into x. Okay. So everything is correct. Okay. Everything is correct. You have multiplied reverse equals to reverse 10. That is correct. That means you are shifting all the digits by one position towards left. And you are adding one extra. 32 into 10, it will be 320. That means all the digits will be shifted towards left by one position, and 10 will be added at the end. Everything is fine. But you run the program, and I will ask you to run one program. The program will not work. I think so. Okay, I think so. So you run the program. I will ask you to enter the values, and then everyone, all of you, just observe what is happening here. Okay, enter an integer. Okay, you enter 1 to 3. Okay, 1 to 3. That should not a palindrome. Fine. You enter 1 to 1. 1 to 1. 1 to 1. Okay, it's correct. Now you enter minus 1 to 3. Will it work?
No, sir, I don't think.
Okay, no, maybe you just check it. It's not a palindrome. Okay, so it's working. So you write minus 1 to 1. Is a palindrome. So it is working. So how could it be possible?
In some cases it doesn't work sometimes.
No, I think it is working right now, minus 1 to 1. So you have written my question is on that point. Okay, so while n not equals to 0, you are writing that. So, though it is negative, so I told that you just go on checking whether n greater than 0 or not, but you have used n not equals to 0. Okay, so the question is that correct? Yes, that is correct, because even if it is a negative number, so you go on dividing it by 10, 10, 10, ultimately the quotient will become 0. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. That's why it is working. That's why it is working. Okay, Priyanshu, you are you agree with me? So initially,
Yes, sir.
I thought that if you enter negative number, then the quotient will not be equal to n not equals to 0. So ultimately, in your case, the the value of n will become 0. That's correct, na? All of you are agree with me. If you go on dividing, it may be a positive or negative number by 10, 10, 10, 10. Ultimately, after some iterations, n will become 0. Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is correct. So that's why it is working. So he has written the program correctly. So it will work. N not equals to 0, that will work along with n greater than 0. Okay, along with n greater than 0. But if you give n greater than 0, then for negative it will not work. So you change it to negative, I mean greater than 0, and check with minus, then you check it greater than 0. Now you give minus 1 to 1. Now what happens? Let us check. It's not a palindrome. Whatever number you will give, it will not a palindrome. So you give minus 131. So we have to come to a conclusion, not a palindrome. Now you are getting my point. So here you have to use not equals to 0, otherwise it will not work with negative number. Am I correct? So Priyanshu has done the correct one. It will work for both negative and positive. So anyone, Nafiz, your observation, what do you think
Sir, what?
regarding this greater than sign? Will we use while n not equals to 0, or we use n greater than 0 in this portion? So you have used n greater than 0
Yes,
in
sir.
your program, okay? But I am asking, maybe it is a negative number, then that will not work, whatever you have written.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And whatever I have told you, that will also not work. I explained, I have given some hints to you, then I told you that n greater than 0, but that will not work for negative number. But what Priyanshu has done, that will work with both positive and negative numbers. So you change it to not equals to 0. Okay? This is a better solution. So all of you are agree with me, Orpon? Are you agree with me? So you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that means you use not equals to 0, that will work with both positive and negative numbers. And if it is mentioned that work with only positive numbers, then you use n greater than 0. Okay. So that is, so it's a good programming. Okay, Priyanshu, you stop sharing, and any other students, those who want.
Can I show?
So what's your name?
Roshan.
Roshan, you have shared in the previous class, na?
Sir, can I present?
No, Roshan. So okay, or I will come to you, give a chance to Roshan. Okay, Roshan, I'm very happy that you are coming forward and you are sharing your screen.
Thank
Okay,
you,
Roshan,
sir. Which program I will show, sir?
CSB Computer Science. Oh, you are from Computer Science. Okay, Computer Science 62. Let me note down.
Sir, I'll show number 5.
Yes, you show that. So number 5, Roshan.
Okay, sir.
2021 CSP 062 Roshan Das. Roshan, you are from Kolkata?
Yes, sir. From Howrah.
From Howrah. Okay.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible. So, if possible, you make the fonts little bit larger. Is it possible? I can see, but maybe your friends may not.
Will do that. I'm
No. Hello, sir.
yes.
Okay. Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Okay.
I think
Let me
internet
check.
connection.
Okay. Let me check. So, will you be able to explain, Roshan, so whatever you have written? So, what is
Yes,
the
sir.
purpose of this program? Checking whether it's perfect or not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your logic behind this? So how you solve this program? I have one objection in your program, but you first explain what you have tried to do. Then I will just come to other students. They may uh, just raise raise some question, or they may suggest how to improve this program. Okay, you first explain what
Okay.
you have done.
Sir, I have run a for loop from 1 to less than n, means n will not be included in this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have checked for the multiples. If the value of I, which is increasing by 1, is
Mm-hmm.
a multiple of n, then it will be added in the sum. And if that sum is equal to the number itself, then it will be a perfect number.
Yes, that means you are finding out the factors and then you are adding these factors with the sum gradually, one by one. You are doing that now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I
Yes,
have
sir.
one question. Say the number is
Mm.
uh, the say the value of n is, say for example, in some system is say 1 lakh. Okay, okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Then how many times this loop will be iterated? For your program, how many times this loop will be iterated? The number is n is 1 lakh. So
Yes,
it
sir.
will be iterated for 1 lakh minus one number of times. Okay,
Yes.
you are correct. Am I correct? 1 lakh minus 1.
Yes, sir.
So if we can,
Sir,
being
we
a
can
student
make
of
it more efficient. We can divide by
that
n by
I'm
2.
going to that. Yes, that can be done. So
Yeah,
Roshan, you
because
are
the
getting
number
what
of
is.
iterations are not required.
Yes. So because for large numbers, for say number, if the number is 10, then it's no problem for a modern computer. The 5 times and 10 times no problem. But if the number is very large, say n is very large, then what will happen? This loop will go on iterating.
Sir, if n is very
Ha,
large, then we can even modify it further to root n.
ha, root n. That is. Okay, very good. Your name? Bipratit.
Sir, my name is Bipradeep.
So he's checking the
Okay.
factors, he's not checking prime. So he has to go till n by 2.
No, I guess only root n will work since we have to check only the
Hmm,
unique factors.
hmm.
If we divide by 2, the other factor will also be generated.
So that is because, but right now, say for example, we can say for a number, if it is say 1 lakh, then you will be able to avoid 50,000 iterations if you write it n by 2 because no factor exists greater than the half of the number, and you are saying a square root of the number. Okay, so
Sir,
yes.
sir, this program is checking whether the number is perfect or not.
Yes.
So we have to add all the factors. We cannot just go till root n.
Yes, sir. Because if we do till root n,
Mhm.
suppose I am telling, for example, let's say I'm taking number 30, sir. So the root n is coming 5.47. So it will not be counted 6 as a
No, no.
factor.
See how it
So
will
I
do.
think n,
See if we
n
take
by
That
2
will
is
work
suppose
for prime
30.
numbers. It will not
No,
work
no.
for
yes,
If
sir.
fixed.
That will be prime numbers.
if we take 30, so if we see it is divisible by 2, then we will also add n by 2, like n by I. So what we are doing is we are adding sum equals to sum plus I plus n by I. So 2 and 15 will be both be added. So it can be done in root n operations.
No, not
Then
2 and 15. I'm telling that even 6 is a factor, right? Even 6 is a factor of 30. So if we take root n, I less than root n, so root 30 is
yeah. So
coming
when we see
5.4.
so you see it will go till 5. So it will also add 30 by 5, that is 6. So you are getting my
Okay,
point,
okay.
like I plus n by I. So root n is enough. So you to go till 5, you see it is divisible by 5, so you also add n by 5, like it's 6, that will be 6. And so we'll get all the factors.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that is correct. But if we do sum equal to sum plus I, then I think n by 2 is okay.
Sir got disconnected.
पता नहीं सर है नहीं क्या